Coming to you from Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge in Ingalls, Indiana, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. It's the Final Third Podcast.
Welcome back to the Final Third Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Isaiah.
And today we're going to be smoking the new Espinosa Las Seis Provincias ZDT. It's a Nicaraguan Corojo over Nicaraguan binder and filler. It's their special release every year, giving tribute back to some of the provinces of Cuba.
Yeah, and today we've got quite a few things to drink. We have
We're going to be doing small pours today, I think.
Dream Spirits pick. This is a distillate from Beam, from the good old Beam distillery. We have something called J. Riger, and it's 150 some proof.
Yeah, 151. This is a Club Marzipan, which is the
Fred Minnick
Club. Will Breeden got this for me, and it's hot.
I believe that.
It's gonna be
and
good.
Then we have your special bottle.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little pour, little pours. I don't want to eat all of it. We might drink some of it.
Yeah.
William Heavenhill 17. I've been wanting this bottle for a while and finally got one. So we're gonna be
And
sipping
by
on
a
that.
while, he means he saw a picture on the internet and
Well,
then
I saw
texted
the last
somebody.
2 years the different color.
Yeah, the purple one.
Yeah,
and then
purple and the blue.
Yeah.
And when I saw the one this year, I'm like, okay, I gotta get it this year. So I'm excited.
Totally. All right.
Let's cut into this thing. I'm gonna go straight.
This is a beautiful, what's it, a Churchill?
Yes, that's a Churchill. Might be.
It looks a little short for Churchill.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I questioned it.
I think it looks like a Churchill to me.
It looks like
But it's box press, so it's hard to tell exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
It could be a small version of a Churchill.
absolutely beautiful presentation, as you come to know and love with the Las Seis.
Well, it's nice too because we saw a lot of the Corojo from Aladino, which I still love Aladino's Corojo. This is Nicaraguan Corojo, so you're going to get some of the similar kind of notes, but a little bit more on the spice level.
It is definitely that there's a raisin cereal thing in there for me. Also a
Raisin
little
Bran
bit
for me.
of baking spice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good. And then the spice kind of lingers on the inside of the mouth a little bit too, which is nice.
Totally. Well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Well, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We took that week off to spend time with family and work and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
hope you all had a great Thanksgiving.
We didn't originally plan on taking a week off from the podcast, but my week got away from me, had a death in the family, and had a whole lot of other things going on. So
Yeah.
it was a blur of a week as far as I'm concerned. But sounds like Final Third was pretty packed on Black Friday. And
Yeah, we had a really good crew come out. I mean, pretty much from start to finish, we had about an hour of kind of catch our breath. But during the day, it was absolutely packed in here.
good.
So that was great. Great to see people
Also,
coming out
you were
relaxing.
running some really good sales. What was it, like 30% off if they got here at noon, like noon to 1?
I think it was like 25 it started at, and then it slowly dropped during the day. But we stayed 15% through the whole weekend on everything. We did 20% off box prices and stuff. So we're going to be running some more specials until Christmas to try to, give people opportunities to buy a box for someone that might smoke cigars and get a
absolutely.
great deal on it. So, and the merch as well. We're gonna rerun some of that, getting closer to Christmas, which we're December 1st while we're recording this already.
It is December 1st, yeah. So this cigar on the palate is a spicy cinnamon for me, a little bit of a like almost wheat toast quality. The retrohale is spicy.
Almost cayenne pepper.
It is almost cayenne pepper, but I still think it's in that like baking spice like
I think
realm. Yeah, but it hits. It almost reminds me of Mace.
Mace.
Have you there's a lot of like
No, I've never had anybody mace me.
No, nobody
Isaiah.
needs to mace you. There's a lot of seasonal recipes that have mace as an ingredient, and it's just to get that little bit of
Fear.
well, I was gonna say spice.
Oh, spice.
With
yeah.
normal baking spices. So like that's what they do to make cinnamon a lot spicier. Like you just tag
Just
in a
mace
little bit
that
of
shit.
mace. I mean, I'm talking these people will put like a dash of powdered mace. But
That's funny.
obviously Rob
So,
doesn't know.
What do we want to start with?
Let's start with the Jay Riger. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that one we have.
We're gonna
to
start
probably do at the end.
with the Dream. Let me see if Will's texted me back. He has not. All that I know about this is that it is a Booker's mash bill from Dream Spirits. That's who it was sourced by. There is a guy who has been professionally sourcing bourbon, and his family has been professionally like tracking down bottles and stuff for years. His name's Pravesh Saraf, I think is everyone just calls him Prav.
Thank you.
But yeah, anything he puts his name on is good, and this is no different. I had a short pour while we were waiting to start the show. It's around 120 proof, and it is 9 years old, distilled in Kentucky. And yeah, I really, as far as I know, which if Will updates us at some point during the show,
And he probably will.
he probably will. He's on his phone frequently. It is a lower proof Booker's mash bill. I just don't think it was proofed like normal Booker's.
And that may be one of the reasons why it's here too. I don't know.
Yeah,
I will say it's definitely they got that beam nose to it.
it does.
Nice, bright.
But I'm really waiting for him to text me and tell me that it's French oaked, because it tastes French oak to me. It's like French oak Booker's.
Oh,
Like that, like the baking spice cinnamon thing.
it's a candied cinnamon.
Yeah.
Like the old style candies, not like the new, not like the Fireball candies or the cinnamon discs that are real spicy. It's more of that old school like baking spice cinnamon, but spicy.
It's like somebody added a lot of vanilla and maybe marshmallow to German roasted pecans. Like,
Sure.
it's just that
It's got a lot of
nuttiness,
great
those
flavor.
baking spice qualities. It's fantastic.
That's really
I am
good.
really happy with this. The only thing that I'm not happy with is this glass cork. It is terrible to get off.
Yeah.
But it's not going anywhere. So
Nope.
that's good.
And it'll probably kind of wear a little bit as you use it.
I sure hope so.
I know the La Encantada bottle did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's very good.
it's very
super
good.
viscous on the glass too. Just hanging. This definitely tastes like a Christmas pour.
It really does.
It's got all the Christmas spices in it.
With this cigar, it's just doubling down on those baking spices.
Yeah, and cinnamon for
Adds
sure.
a lot of sweetness to the cigar, and that vanilla kind of hangs around.
Yeah. I'm digging this cigar. At first I wasn't sure because last year I really loved last year's. It was that what was it? Was it a San Andreas or was it Sumatra? I don't remember what it was. It was a darker wrapper.
It was.
But it was delicious.
The thing that I've always loved about the Los Seis, at least for the past 2 years, they were made in the AJ factory and they had the AJ spice. I would imagine this one is too, but I can't say that for a fact.
I don't know if the jar actually has the same notes as the boxes do.
Oh, okay.
We'll find out.
Because they sold it in a bundle and a humidor jar. Yeah?
Nope, none on there.
Huh. But that is a humidor jar, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's got a great seal on it.
Cool.
You buy a 20 count pack of these, you're getting the jar.
Yeah. And how much is a 20 count pack? Do you know?
I can tell you real quick.
Freaking expensive.
Yeah, honestly, the cigars are the same price as they were last year.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting the jar this year, and that jar, I think they were saying it's like a $50 to $80 jar they had made for them.
Yeah, I could see that. It's all like ceramic.
you're looking at like $3.75.
Yeah.
For a box of, or for a jar of 20 of them.
Yeah.
Comes in a really nice big box that really protects everything. It would be a fantastic gift for somebody.
Yeah, seriously. Christmas comes around. Get the cigar lover in your life. Throw a little Bovida pack in it and wrap it.
Yep.
That is going to be
well, and it's already
your
wrapped,
ticket to
and I
winning.
think it has a Bovida inside the jar, so it's actually good to go right out of the jar.
Oh, okay.
And we've got several. I think we've got like 10 boxes of these things. So I'd love nothing more than everyone to be able to get them a box of these to take home and have a nice humidor. I mean,
Totally.
everyone's looking for a nice humidor. You know, if you're getting into them and you want to give them a humidor and cigars, I mean, the 20 that comes in that does not fill it up. It's about halfway.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of room to put the rest of your cigars in there.
That's great.
And it looks nice.
It does look nice. It would be a classy humidor to put on your desk or anything. It's also not glass, so you're not able to see the cigars in there, which means you don't have to worry about light.
Right. Well, the other nice thing too is it looks nice, so you could actually, you know, if your wife's not keen on you having a humidor sitting out, you could put that in the kitchen next to all her stuff, and there you go. It's right there. Or on the
you could,
cabinets in the living room or something.
Yeah, put it on your desk at work. Put it on the kitchen counter. Nobody's going to be any of the wiser as to what it is. So
no, the only people that will know what it is are the people that know what it is.
Those who know.
Those who know.
No.
Yeah. So the reason I've got this up on the table today, this is
for you that are not watching but listening. It's a Booker's box full of sample bottles.
Yeah. So shout out to Erica. Erica Murray. She started the Advent calendar this year, and basically you donate a bottle, and she put together this amazing pack. There are there were 3 different Advent calendars, so I can only speak for the one that I got. But there's Booker's in here. There's Buffalo Trace Kosher Rye.
Blood Oath, Pack 9.
You've got, the Elijah Craig BP, Little Book Chapter 7, Bernheim, the OESK, and Four Roses. I mean, there's a ton of really great stuff in here. Blue Note, which I haven't had that one either. Nashville Barrel Company cast strength. I'm kind of excited to try that.
Yeah.
So
Nashville Barrel Co. is an all sourced brand, and they're sourcing primarily from Kentucky and from MGP. Their thing, though they won't tell you this outright, is that they take all of the barrels that they get and they dump them into French oak barrels. So everything is French oaked and toasted.
Oh, darn.
Oh, darn. I mean, honestly, it is a great spin on traditional MGP.
Heck yeah.
You take a good MGP, you French oak it, and it's like, wow, this is even better.
Yeah.
I know even Drew at Circle City is doing that with some not Elijah Craig or not Heavenhill juice that
from
he
Heavenhill,
happened to not source from Heavenhill.
Oh, is it not sourced? Oh,
it's it didn't come from there. That's for sure.
Oh, that's true. It did the little cross the world trip, didn't it?
Oh, well, I think so. He can't advertise that it came from anywhere, but if I were to have a great guess and maybe some insider knowledge, it's Elijah Craig, French oaked Elijah Craig. So at Cast
I'm going to
Strength.
try to get some in here too. I've already talked to Steve, and they're supposed to be bottling that one up here.
It's
really
soon.
Good.
It's really
it
good.
is. So I'm going to try to get a case or 2 of it in here so you guys can try it. I will say Circle City's doing some really good stuff right now. Their regular bottle and bond that we got here every day is great.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that 100 proof range, it's a really great start. Right now he's sourcing everything, but he's also in the process of figuring out the distillate side of it. I'm like,
yeah,
good for you, man. That's the way to
be
do
there
it.
Soon.
So, but there's so much good whiskey out there right now. I know. We should go ahead and tell a little story about Costco this morning.
Okay, so here is a story of
which it was confirmed by not only Lisa, which was just over there, but it was also confirmed by Dr. J's wife,
Yes.
Jolene. So go ahead.
So somebody posted in one of the local bourbon pages around here that Costco is sitting on 162 bottles of Weller Full Proof. Everybody's guessing that this is a single barrel pick that they got in. And that's the only way that I could imagine them getting 162 bottles. So what happens? Bourbon Bros, when they started off this morning, I heard 50 to 70.
Define Bourbon Bros for people that don't know.
So these people,
and some of you might be some of these guys, just so you know.
And you know what? If you are, I'm not here to shame you. I'm
Yes,
just
you are.
here to let you know that your actions have consequences. These people, which is a subgroup that I am not willing to claim that I'm a part of,
No.
went out of their way to rush Costco this morning on just a wild hair of insider information that could have been true, could have not been true.
Yeah.
And they sat around in the bourbon aisle and harassed employees for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Before somebody called corporate on them
Yeah.
and got
customer
them
called
to
corporate.
release the bottles 2 by 2.
2 by 2. Yeah. Yeah. She
Yeah.
said, Lisa was over there. And so I will tell you right now, Lisa did it the right way. Lisa went over there. She was trying to get a bottle. She's going to pick up a bottle for me. I appreciate that. And she went in there and found out, oh, they're giving 2 by 2. Okay. I'm out. And she left.
It's literally not
It's
worth
just,
it.
it's not. Yeah, exactly.
So here's the deal. Picture this. A large retailer in the middle of December. Everybody's getting, well, it's
No
the
one's
start.
busy
It's
in
the
December.
1st of
Yeah.
December. All the retailers are crazy busy this time of year. They get a drop of bourbon. Somebody knows about it.
A brand new Costco at that.
Yeah, you have over 100 Bourbon Bros sitting in an aisle, harassing employees, harassing managers, trying to get their bottle. And I just can't imagine feeling good about myself doing that.
No.
There is no human decency in doing that. Of course, I also have worked retail during the holiday months. I know how crazy it already is and how short-staffed you are the week after Black Friday because a ton of people get fed up on Black Friday and quit.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't tell me that these people were in the right. Just absolutely not. You
just
have
go and
gone
be
out of your
patient.
way to make these people who are probably paid slightly above minimum wage,
Yeah.
if Costco's good to them, and you just made their day terrible
Yep.
because you clogged the aisleways, you inhibited other customers from actually shopping.
Yeah.
There's just no way to look at it that's good. And then the other fact of the matter is most of these people are there to flip it.
Right.
Like
They're not even wanting it.
they've got to be. They don't even want it for themselves. They want to flip it on the secondary market. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It is absolutely stupid.
Well, and then it turns into something like you told me earlier. You know, you got a Meyer down by you that actually asks corporate to please don't send us allocated bottles because
Yeah.
they don't want to deal with that crap.
they don't want to deal with it.
It's like, so they're missing out on sales because of people that do that crap. And
Well,
it's just
and
not
the
right.
majority of the time, this staff is not built in a way
No.
that is able to do that.
Mm-mm.
It is and most of these people that you're asking in a Costco are like forklift drivers.
Yeah.
They don't know what a
they're
Weller
stocking
Full
shelves.
Proof
That's all
is.
they're doing.
It's just absolutely nuts to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Costco, I'm sure, is never going to ask for something like that again.
Yeah.
They will go out of their way to turn it down.
Yep. I could see that for sure. Well, I mean, it comes down to the simple motto in life. Don't be a dick.
It is.
Just don't be a dick. So,
Literally treat people with kindness and respect. And you know what? If you don't see something out, maybe ask somebody, but
Yeah.
don't camp out in an aisle.
And bottom line is, if they're releasing 162 bottles of that all today, they're gonna bring out two at a time. You know what? Wait your turn. If you took the day off to get a bottle, then it may take the whole day to get your bottle. It is what it is. Just be patient.
I make more than $200 a day, and it would be worth my while to buy one on secondary.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I got better things to do with my day than harass retail employees, calling corporate on them. That's just stupid.
Mm-hmm. So if you have problems with me, call our corporate office. Her name is Lisa. She'll chastise me. So
Yeah.
She'll add it to the list.
She'll make sure that it's filed appropriately in the dumpster next to the building.
yes. By the way, did you even notice my shirt?
What's your shirt? Oh, Smokers
Smokers
Abbey.
Abbey.
Their merch is so cool, dude. It is so cool.
They had like 4 or 5 shirts that were really nice. Sorry. But that was actually a cool little spot. It's a traditional cigar shop.
Oh, definitely.
Lounge. But for the small amount of liquor they had there, they had some good liquor.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a Pinhook 8 that I had. It was freaking delicious. Scott had, I can't remember what Scott ended up getting, but something really, actually heard Scott and Lisa both got something. I'm like, well, shoot, I wish I would have got that too. But yeah, I mean, they had probably 20, 25 bottles on the front bar there. And I'd say at least 3/4 of them were special.
Yeah.
They had the basics, but they had special. And
oh, totally.
it was kind of nice. And
Also,
prices were good.
Their tap is normally stacked with Nashville craft. And like this time of year is the time to go because like Naval Gazer from New Heights will be on the bar, which is an Imperial Stout.
Nice.
Like it's like 14%. Just absolutely wonderful.
I'm waiting for some of those Imperials to come out, man.
We don't
ones I
get
can
them like that here.
We don't.
In Nashville, it's like a competition for who can make the highest gravity Imperial Stout.
As it should be.
I mean, I think
I'm down with that.
I am not mad about it. But so what did you think? Did you pick up any cigars while you were there?
I mean, just ones we smoked there. God, I can't remember what I smoked now. It was something I couldn't get up here, but I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it was a good humidor. It's not a huge humidor, but what they have is actually good. I mean, they still had some old Los Calaveras in there too.
Yeah.
So, which they're in Nashville. That's where Crowned Heads is stationed. So
yeah, Crown Heads, they normally sell out of Las Calaveras, and then Crown Heads is nice enough to accidentally find some more that were hidden in the warehouse for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There was a couple of boxes I almost bought, but I'm like, I don't need to buy boxes of cigars right now. So no, that was a good trip, man. That whole strip down in Nashville is nice. You walk from bar to bar and check out different bands doing their thing and drink all the really crappy cocktails because they all sucked bad.
Well, you guys ended up finishing the night, not even in like...
Oh, we only went there because they were the only ones playing rock. Everyone else was playing country.
But that's like in the Midtown area, not even like Fifth and Broadway.
Well, it was real close to where the arena was. We just came out of.
Yeah.
So that's why we went in there. It was raining too, so we dumped into the first one, and they were playing rock music.
Did you get a pizza?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Their pizza's the best.
No, you know what? I'm thinking maybe Lisa did get a slice. But no, we did not.
They, if you get bacon on your pizza there, it's this giant, thick cut. Like it almost more resembles like a traditional pork belly than it does a bacon,
Nice.
and it's just.
Well, we went
It's
to
a lot, but
Jeff
it's so
Ruby's.
good. Yeah,
Nice steakhouse there too. Their cocktails were fantastic.
Oh yeah.
They had some good pours we had too, and Seafood Tower was delicious. That was a really cool spot,
good.
and that would be a good spot to go if you. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like I don't even know what, maybe like a St. Elmo's kind of feel to it with the kind of quality of the food. But then they also have a beautiful outdoor area where it was not a beautiful night when we were there, but you can grab a cigar. They sell a few cigars there. You can go outside and smoke them.
Cool.
So it was a really cool time. That's the first time I've actually spent any time in Nashville, and I really enjoyed it. And we'll definitely go back.
Yep.
Of course, my team didn't win. They were winning till the last 16 seconds.
I know.
And then they lost in regulation. That's only happened 3 times in the NHL history. And of course, I got to witness against my team. That was great.
I was cracking up because you guys were there, and then my sister texted me and told me she was there at that game too.
Yeah.
But she was
on the happy side, wasn't she?
yeah, of course. She lives in in Franklin, Tennessee, which is south side of Nashville.
Yeah.
But she was in the in one of the VIP suites.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Scott got us some great seats, man. We were like 10, 12 rows up.
They're not
right
crazy
on the side.
expensive.
I mean, a couple $100 a pop.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not terrible for what
Not
you're
for
getting.
sports.
And I will say, man, Nashville fans,
Crazy.
no, they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're nice. We had
Well,
a
that's
blast.
Southern hospitality.
Oh yeah,
is
I
what
mean
it is.
we're harassing each other and high fiving each other, and it was a fun night.
Yeah.
It was really a cool night. But
Yeah.
and then on the way back, got to stop at Heavenhill.
You showed up in Av stuff, and
Oh, of
he
course
showed
I
up
did.
in fuel stuff.
Yep.
Which I was just like, what the heck? Nobody even knows who they are.
Well, no, but he's
Yeah.
a big Fuel fan.
Oh,
so
yeah.
am I. But I had to wear my Av stuff, so
Got to.
but it was a
But
good night.
You stopped at Heavenhill on the way back. Well, how late were you out that night in Nashville, and how hungover
Well,
were you the next
we weren't
morning?
out as late as I was trying to be out because I was trying to get everyone to stay so we can keep drinking. But I apparently was so drunk that I had a hard time walking back to the Uber car. So
to the Uber.
yes, we definitely. Ubered.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
But yeah, it was. Scott and I had a little bit of a quiet hangover the next morning for
A
sure.
quiet hangover.
Took us about 3/4 of the trip home before we kind of got out of that where we could actually talk.
Who was driving?
I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was sober by that time. I was just hungover, but it was yeah.
That's rough.
And the thing is, if they would have had good pours, I would have just been getting pours all night. But most of the bars
You
don't
went
have
to
good
Mellow
pours.
Mushroom, dude.
No, not just that one. All the other ones, all the ones on that strip.
Yeah.
There was only one that had some good pours, but you're talking they had like Louis the 13th. It's
Yeah.
$100 for half an
Yeah.
ounce. We weren't going to get that.
You got to go to like Dirk Bentley's bar or the Florida, Georgia.
We did go to Dirk's
FGL
bar
house.
right next
Yeah.
to it there. We
Yeah.
were in there for a little while, but the band
And
wasn't
normally
great.
they have like lower end bourbons that are fine.
Layla's was nice. We had a good
Yeah.
time in there.
Yeah.
There was a good band that was in there too.
Yeah,
But-
some of the rooftop bars in Nashville are the place to actually get good pours.
It was
and
just a
good
little
cocktails.
chilly.
Yeah, I
there was a
understand.
band that we saw when we first got there that was awesome, and they were going to be playing on the rooftop.
Did you guys
that
go to
night,
the
but it started
Acme
raining.
House?
No,
Okay, yeah,
No.
that's a cool one too.
no, we'll have to make a trip back. That's for sure because it was a great time.
Oh yeah,
And this thing, we're not big country music fans, but when you watch people playing their craft, it's a whole different animal.
sometime we'll have to go. We'll have to get down there at the same time.
Yeah.
And I will take you to my favorite spot, which is Rudy's Jazz Room. I know
Okay.
it's not totally your vibe.
No, I love jazz,
But the pours and the cocktails are great. And oh my gosh, there's a cover fee to get in, of course, but they bring in some absolutely fantastic
that's cool.
jazz artists. And it is like old time listening lounge vibes. Like nobody's really talking unless their waiter or waitress comes by, but you're just sitting there in these comfy chairs. Like you really feel like you should be able to smoke in there, but you sadly
Yeah.
can't. But yeah, so you drove yourself all the way to Bardstown on your way home, a little bit out of the way, but not too far.
It was,
Probably added an
can't
hour to
breathe.
your trip.
no, it was only about 20 minutes off the road.
Yeah.
And but Bardstown's always good to go through.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Heavenhill, stopped by there, got my bottle. And I mean, honestly, I got I'm calling it a beautiful Christmas sweater. It's an Elijah Craig sweater for Christmas. I'm wearing that bad boy for Christmas this year.
Amen.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
cool spot, cool place.
Well, are you ready to get into your pickup from that day?
Yeah, you want to do that first, then we'll work on the 151.
Yeah, I actually want to have a decent palate when I taste this.
Yeah, should we rinse out our glasses?
Yeah, probably should. You got water?
I don't.
Hey, Lisa,
Could you give me a little cup of water, please?
What a saint.
She's awesome.
She is awesome. There she is.
She looks kind of tired.
Faithfully taking care of all of our customers today, and she still has time to get us water.
She's awesome. Were you here late last night? Because you later than me, right? Yeah, I thought so. Because
Thank goodness.
I got home and she wasn't there yet. And I'm
What
like,
did you? Just a crazy crowd last night.
No, we were.
Oh.
We had like Erica brought the.
This
the
is
boxes.
this is our dump cup for when we don't like the William Heavenhill.
Yeah, no. If you're dumping this, it's going into my glass.
No, I'm not dumping it. I'm gonna sit there and enjoy every single sip of it. Oh, it looks like we got a delivery today from Ups.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It could be
Stolen Thrones.
It might be. I'm hoping we finally got our Stolen Thrones in because we've only been waiting for 6 months for that stuff.
Okay, so while I'm thinking about this and Thanksgiving, I brought a lot of bottles to my family's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I made a big old bourbon cocktail with just a pitcher of something. It was great. It was like a bourbon punch. So everyone was drinking that, and then some people switched over to wine, and some people switched over to neat pours. And
is this the story about the brandy?
Yeah. So we get till like after our Thanksgiving meal, and my grandpa didn't come downstairs for it. He has dementia, and he's just, you just don't bother him if he doesn't want to be bothered. Brought him up a plate, brought him up a glass of wine. Well, he came back downstairs to fill up his wine glass. And instead of grabbing wine, he grabbed the 147.9 proof
apple brandy,
Old Clifty pick.
Lovely.
And he filled his wine glass.
Oh, wow.
He filled his wine glass.
Did he collapse for like 3 days?
So we went upstairs to check
and this
on
stuff
him.
This stuff will give you a buzz on 2 ounces.
Yeah. Yeah. He filled his wine glass. Like literally took down a quarter of that bottle. And I was we went up there to check on him, and it was like we went up there like 5 minutes afterward. Dude is drunk as a skunk.
Yeah,
like just absolutely hammered. And we were like, oh no, we gotta get this away from him. So we come back downstairs. We're like strategizing how we're gonna get this glass away from him without making him mad. And I guess during that time, he decided that it was too hot for him. So he split it between 2 glasses and watered it down so he could drink it.
How much did he add water-wise? Because, I mean, you could literally add
I think he did halfway.
Couple ounces of water,
it's
still be 120 proof.
Yeah, he just tried to make it more palatable for him, and so that dude
he still killed all of it, huh?
He took down all of that watered down solution except for about a quarter of a wine glass full. And my dad like found him slumped over in his chair, and he was just like, he said, "Hey, I'm gonna fill your glass full of water. You need to drink some water. You've been drinking quite a bit." But he woke up the next morning feeling really rough.
I bet he did. Oh my gosh!
But
I will say, man, again,
I just can't imagine.
Oh, not that much.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, put it this way:
I love it, but I'm not filling a wine glass.
No, and so I started making these mules with it too, which are freaking delicious.
Yeah.
But they don't taste 147 proof when you're adding ginger beer to it. And man, I'll tell you what, after you drink one, you're like, man, that was good. I've got still half a can. I'll make another one. You drink another one, you're like, man, that was really good. And then you start thinking about having a third.
And then you're passed out on the couch.
Then you're screwed.
Yeah.
As soon as you get into that third one, you're like, oh, damn, I'm going to be here for a while.
Don't do it. That is not a session sipping spirit.
No.
Even though my grandfather would tell you that it is, it's just absolutely not. Don't do it.
We're down to, I think it's 2 or 3 cases of each of those now already. I mean, now that people are starting to figure it out, they're loving it. I put one one barrel into this advent calendar.
Yeah.
And it is number 2 on the list to drink. Yesterday, when I got in, phone would not stop ringing. I had like 5 people in a row call me asking if I had bottles to sell. They were drinking ahead already on their advent calendar.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Like, sorry guys, got more knuckle sandwich Maduro Toros. We're finally stocked up on knuckle sandwich Maduro Toro. So
Is any of that Stolen Thrones? No, it's more Calibri.
yeah, we got our Calibri stuff in good, which I wish we'd have had that for Black Friday, but that's okay.
Oh well.
But yeah, so yeah, if you're looking for, I know we were out for a while on the Toro size of that Maduro. We've got plenty in stock now. Now's the time. If you need a box, come get them, because I mean, it does take them a while to get those back in stock because they sell so well.
Well, I just talked and let this air out quite a bit. I'm ready to get into this William Heavenhill 17.
Me too. The nose on it's just all the things I love about Heavenhill.
It's 120 proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, do you know the William Heavenhill? I know it's kind of a different animal, kind of a tradition back to when it was William Heavenhill back in the day. Do you know much about this bottle?
I don't. I know that this is one of their most allocated releases. This is like this is their version of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection.
Yeah.
This is their
So here's what
George
it says.
T.
It says this is the 10th edition of William Heavenhill, comprised of only 32 barrels, pulled from the first floor of Rickhouse IG or 1G at the Bernheim site in downtown Louisville. After 17 years of aging, these barrels were selected for this limited edition offering and bottled at 120 proof to present the bourbon's rich complexion. So these are from the Bernheim, which I think Bernheim was their original location, correct?
Yes.
So, Heavenhill juice from Bernheim, which Bernheim has the, don't they have
That's their wheat.
the wheat?
whiskey.
Yeah. So, kind of cool.
Yeah, the nose is just fantastic, oaky.
It's beautiful.
Heavenhill.
The Bothers are here. I got a box in the back for you for the advent calendar too. Well, actually, it's for Jen. Your name's not on it.
Sounds right, he says.
Oh, damn. That's so good.
Yeah.
God. And, okay, so this is something interesting. So, 17 year at the Bernheim facility.
On the first floor.
On the first floor. It's not getting that heavy woody oak thing that the C923 did from Elijah Craig at 13.7.
Yeah. It is it's really good.
The wild thing is, the first little bit of sip on the tongue, it's a little hot. It's 120 proof, but man, the flavor just extends and goes and goes and goes. It's like I'm still getting more flavor out of that.
Yeah, the finish is super long.
It is.
The only thing that I'm disappointed by is the mouthfeel.
Really?
Yeah, if it were just
little light.
It is a little light. And again, that's not
You're right.
It's not a real fault because it's fantastic.
But mouthfeel does.
But if this were probably at cask strength, I would be.
That's the only thing I'm disappointed
This would
in.
be a god tier bottle for me if this were
Yeah.
at cask strength. I think I haven't tasted it at cask strength, but you can definitely feel on the mouthfeel.
It's got some water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That
with you.
being said,
the flavor on
it's
it's ridiculous.
amazing.
Yeah. And what it's done with the cigar is it's actually knocked down the heavy spice and has balanced the spice out better.
It really has.
That's
the
nice.
cigar still kind of stings the back of your palate on
A little bit.
there.
Yeah.
This
That's
is
such a good pour.
again a testament as to what good high aged Heavenhill product can be,
Yeah.
and what Elijah Craig C923 wasn't.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We keep saying this because I think even though you and I and our crew has different palates, we also have very similar tastes.
Yeah.
So, all of us didn't like it, but then last night talking to Erica, she loved it. It's like I feel like that is one of those bottles that's so polarizing. You either love it or you don't like it.
It's so
There's
tannic.
nothing in between.
It's so tannic.
Now
to me.
the mouthfeel on that one is freaking amazing.
I think it's got a better mouthfeel than
It
this.
does, but the flavor on it is just. But
you give me that mouthfeel and this flavor.
Yeah.
God tier bottle.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. God, this is so good.
And you got this at the Heavenhill Distillery. You said it was $291 out the door.
$291 out the door. It's one of the. This is honestly probably one of my first true unicorn bottles I've been able to get.
Yeah.
I've got some of the ones that I love that aren't as hard to get, even though they're still hard to get, like Stags and all those. The Joseph Magnus cigar blends. Those are fantastic, but you can find those if you want to.
Yeah.
This one, if you look online, there's still a few out there available and people online, but they're selling them at stores for $1,200.
Yeah.
And, after that, once you get to secondary, it can be anything. Once these are all gone,
I don't know.
these could be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a bottle.
Well, I don't know about that.
Once they're gone, they're gone. If people love them.
Yeah.
It's like C923. As much hype as they've been given, once those are all gone, people are going to pay $300 or $400 for those bottles, easy. Which I won't.
I hope that people don't. So
I hope. Well, they will.
The last post on a William Heavenhill 17 went on a national group last month for $725 a piece.
And that makes sense because the stores are still have some in stock. So some of the stores have them, but they're like anywhere from $1,100 to $1,400 on stores.
Yeah, and that's why they still have them in stock.
Yep.
The private market seems to be the place to go. Yeah, $725 again on one.
Which that's not honestly, for a unicorn bottle, that's
somebody
bad.
sold one for $675. And I just think, I totally understand it.
We might be getting to that point though too, where the secondary market's going to have to start dropping. I think we're at that point.
Oh yeah. Well, and then you think about something like that. That said 32 barrels. You'd imagine at 17 years old that there's quite a bit of loss there.
Yeah, you're probably talking about 15 to 16 barrels of actual juice.
Yeah, but you're
probably
still talking
half of it.
Thousands of bottles.
Yeah, you're talking. What does that turn out to be? Yeah. You're talking about 100 bottles probably per barrel, close to that.
Well, and these were on the first floor of a rick house,
so they didn't lose as much.
They don't lose as much.
Yeah.
They are also easily able to be seen if they're leaking. You'd be talking about a couple thousand bottles, which in the grand scheme of the entire United States is a very low yield.
Yep.
But and I don't know what proof they came out to me, but you're talking a minimum age product in here is 17 years. There could be some 21-year product in there. Could be some 18. But the lowest age is 17.
I will say I'm not unhappy getting this. This is one of my favorite pours I've had in a very, very long time.
It is just beautiful. It's an absolutely fantastic pour.
And shout out to my man Brent Holverson.
Yeah.
He's the one that was able to secure this for me to pick up. So I appreciate that, bud.
That finish just goes and goes and goes.
That's the thing that's kind of crazy. Is like usually when you get a heavier mouthfeel, that's what tends to extend that flavor through the palate. This one doesn't have the heavy mouthfeel, but the flavor just goes. And the cool thing about this is, like I said, that first sip, it's a little bit stinging on the tongue. Once you get your second sip, you just let that thing fall off the tongue down the throat. It does not choke you. It does not make you feel like you're drinking 120 proof at all. Just all the flavor.
It really is.
Now I will tell you, once we get into 151, you're gonna know the proof in that bad boy. That's for sure.
I believe it.
But yeah. So you started a new job?
Started the new job.
Good.
Everything's great there.
Good.
It's been definitely interesting dealing with some of the mess that was made at the other place. But
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You have a new employer now. I'm sorry, sir, but I have a new employer.
Yes, but no, new job has been fantastic.
Good.
It's like
Good.
really nice. I've got my own office, which in the last place I had a shared workspace. Like I've got my own office. It's got a window in it. It's just like little quality of life things that, people trust me to do my job. Things like that's
nice.
Make a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, and for those that don't know, you're a music pastor there, right?
Yeah.
So he went from being a music pastor that also had all the other duties of all the other crap to actually being able to focus in on his craft a little bit more here.
It's so nice to just be over worship, over music. Like it's so nice to not have to be everything for everyone.
Which that's what your degree is in.
Yeah. I mean,
So
that's what I
like-
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, good for you, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. I'm super happy there. Everything's been good.
And this coming Friday, we've got Jake Sanders from Crowned Heads and Jason from Angels Envy coming in. We're going to be having, obviously, all the blood medicines. You buy a box, you get a 5-pack or 4-pack, whatever it is, of the blood medicine. This is the only place you can get them is at an event, Crowned Heads event.
Yeah,
and
they're
they
great.
are worth it.
They are
really good. But also Angels Envy, he's bringing out, the regular bourbon and the rye, but he's also bringing out a couple of store picks, cast strength store picks, and he's trying to find a bottle right now of the 2023 cast strength release that they're putting out, which he brought me a sample of it. It's delicious. It's the best Angels Envy by far I've ever tasted. So that will be next Friday. So get out here 5 to 8. Hopefully we'll be able to do a little recording with them before the show.
Yeah.
Or before the event.
Totally.
But yeah, it's going to be a really good time. I think you definitely want to be here. And we've had some really good events, but if you've ever met Jake, such a nice guy. And
Such a
honestly,
nice
Jason's, he fits the same mold. He's awesome guy. So
Yeah. No, I mean, those Angels Envy, the cast strength, they're limited editions. Some of them are just absolutely knock it out of the park. Amazing.
Yeah.
I've tasted some that were just hot.
Yeah.
And it just depends on the year. So I'm excited to try it. If
this
you
one
said it
was
good.
not hot. It just had all the flavor of, all the flavor you'd expect out of an Angel's Envy, but
It's still a port finish bourbon.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the little sample bottle he gave me, but I'm pretty sure it is. Which, you know what? That's not a bad thing.
No, it's
they
not.
were really one of the first ones that did that. Because Angel's Envy from the start was a port finish.
They were the first to hang their hat on doing that as a regular release.
And they caught a little crap for it early on.
Yeah.
But then people are like, oh, this is actually not too bad.
Well, it adds to the smoothness factor, which, as much as I don't want to say something smooth, it's like, you finish it, you sweeten it up with some secondary spirit, some secondary finishing. Yeah.
And honestly,
it is going to be smoother.
You could probably talk to 50 different people that are into whiskey and say, what was some of the first, higher end at the time whiskeys you tried that really got you into
or
it?
Angels.
Angels Envy or Woodford, usually, yeah. And we've had a lot of people come in here and say, yeah, Angels Envy was my first jam. What's next? I'm like, that's kind of cool. So it's definitely, it's a lower proofer, we've got whiskey people that come in here that they just like the lower proof stuff more. No shame in that. We chase proof a lot, but
yeah, we do.
that's just because we're dead inside. But other than that,
Dude, I haven't drank in a week.
I haven't drank in like 12 hours.
Yeah. But even cutting back on, because I've just been dodging COVID. It's like I get a text probably once a week of like, hey, you around so-and-so? They got the Rona. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to give my body the best chance possible to fight it because I can't get sick right now.
Yeah.
I just started at a new job. Like I'm on to take care of my grandfather who has dementia pretty soon. Like I cannot be sick. I cannot get him sick. I can't get people around me sick. It's just like.
So have you ever, Apple TV?
Yeah.
Do you have Apple TV?
I don't have Apple
Okay,
TV.
we only got it because there was a show she wanted to watch. We ended up watching Ted Lasso fast, and that was one of the best series I've ever seen.
Really? I've thought about getting it just for Ted
just
Lasso.
for Ted Lasso. Just get the trial and binge it, man. It's 2 seasons. It's awesome. But we started watching the morning show because we've got it until the end of this month, and then we're canceling it. It's Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, Steve Carell, and we've been watching that. It's like
My uncle, Steve Carell.
you don't want him.
No.
You don't want him. He's a sexual predator in this one, just so you know. But it's one of those shows. It's like you I don't know. There's times I'm like, I really like it. And then there's other times I'm like, God, I just don't want to ever watch this again. But it's actually been a decent show to watch. I'm trying to think of why I even brought that up.
I don't know. Apple TV.
Apple TV. I don't know why I brought that up, but
Dementia. I don't know.
I don't know.
So
it'll come back to me in the middle of something
Victoria
else.
and I just finished a series on Netflix called Bodies.
I
you
just
seen that?
started it. Yeah, I'm in the first episode.
Dude, it is.
Dr. J said that was a great one.
It took me 3 episodes to get invested, which is longer than I would have wanted it to. But it really takes you like 3 episodes, and I'm talking like 3 hours
To figure it out.
to figure out what is going on.
That's why I didn't finish, because I started it like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And I never got through even the first episode. I'm like, this is kind of weird.
It is it is both a crime show, so you got to like that, but it's also sci-fi in the fact that there's a time traveling element.
Yeah.
And it's just like whole conspiracy, which I love it. But we finished it, and it was actually really good, but it took until the second half of the last episode for it to finally put a bow on things and like fix things. And I was really working towards the end of that show thinking, this is just going to be it. They're not going to put a bow on things. I'm invested in this story. There's no resolution. Like, it's a typical sci-fi show. Everybody dies in the end. But
Yeah.
they did it nicely. What you got?
Well, just our little group chat we got going here is literally like 5-10 pages of text about the freaking Costco debacle.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
There's people posting on social media about this constantly now. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You didn't get your bottle. Move on.
Move on.
God.
You know what? You're not going to die without a Weller Full Proof. And the $100 that you could have made on that, you probably could have made mowing somebody's grass.
Or you could have made going to work today.
That too. That too.
God.
I bet you a bunch of them boys called in sick.
Oh, you know they did. Oh, well.
And girls. I did see a
girls.
lot of women in
Yep,
those
yep.
photos. It is just ridiculous. The secondary
The
bourbon
chase.
market and
Yeah.
the chase. And there was at one point in my bourbon drinking career when I was just infatuated by it.
Yeah.
There was a thrill to it.
Everybody goes through that, I feel. Unless you just have, a lot of FU money. I'll just buy it on secondary and not worry about chasing it.
Well, there got to be a point with me where it was like, yeah, if I run into something, like, that's awesome. And you know what? I have got more bottles just casually than I ever did, wasting entire days of my life waiting in line at liquor store events.
Yeah.
They just walked into them.
Now, are you going down to Big Red's event this weekend?
No.
We're going down. 400 different. We're gonna get liquored up before the hockey game.
Okay. Just know you probably won't win any of those Pappy bottles because
No,
they
I'm
already
not.
have the winners selected by the time the
I'm not worried about winning anything. It's just more about having fun drinking. There's
Yeah.
actually a really good lineup of pours to try.
there is.
So it'll be a good time.
You got to get the VIP ticket to
Nah.
be able to taste E.H. Taylor small batch.
Oh
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I got one of those at home.
I got one of those in my pantry.
Yes. Actually, I think I bought mine from you. So
I think you did, yeah.
yeah,
Again,
But it'll
another
be a good
bottle that
time.
I've ran into plenty of.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing, if you're willing to get out of our immediate area, you can find these bottles.
Totally.
It is a pain to find some of that stuff in Indiana, but that's because we're in Indiana.
Well,
So,
it's because our area is so heavily hunted.
how you doing, bud?
It's just hard.
Yeah. So
I-
what else is going on? What else we need to talk about? This cigar is smoking so slow. We're almost an hour in, and I'm like not even into the second third yet.
I'm into the second third.
This thing is such a slow smoker. This is easily going to be a 2.5 hour smoke for me, if not more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It is really good.
So you got Christmas coming up,
Got Christmas coming, all the things that
Yeah.
come along with that.
which we're early on that, so we don't need to really talk too much about Christmas, but we're getting closer.
Well,
We're going to have to do our annual Christmas reading from the Hawaiian Pigeon.
we may have to. Rob, real quick,
Yeah.
tell the guys or the ladies listening to this show what they need to ask their significant others for as far as cigars pertain to, because everyone's saying, hey, what do you want for Christmas this year right now?
Well, I'll tell you, man. My sister Tam, she works here. If you've been here, you've probably met her. She put out these little cards out on the tables that just say, fill out some things that you want for Christmas and hand this over to your wife or your husband. And we've had a few people do it. And it's like, but some great things for Christmas to buy people, especially if they're cigar smokers. Obviously, we can't sell liquor here, so that's not going to do you a lot of good. But for cigar smokers, there's nothing wrong with getting them a really nice cutter or a lighter.
Yeah.
A humidor. If they don't have a decent humidor at home, get them a
or if
humidor.
you don't like the way their humidor looks.
Yeah, or something like this would be a fantastic gift.
Yeah, it
A
would.
humidor and cigars all in one.
It comes stocked.
It does. A gift card's always great. A gift card will get them whatever they want. But if you know what they smoke too, come in and grab a box of cigars for them. I will tell you, I feel like gifts for Christmas, especially for someone my age, and I'm like, I just don't need more gifts. Get them something, the consumables, get them cigars that they're going to sit and enjoy.
Yeah.
And it may last them for a couple months. They're always going to think of you as they smoke that cigar. It's like, man, that was awesome. That was a great gift. Stuff like that is great to do. We have Brickhouse coffee here. I've got some of the Brickhouse black and tan beans coming in this week. And I've had a lot of people wanting to get some of the beans of that. That's a great little gift to give somebody that's a coffee drinker. And there's just so many options, man.
Other thing is if you smoke cigars at the house, we have these stinky ashtrays, which are the best ashtrays
on the market. Yep.
You can smoke more than one cigar and it doesn't fill up.
Nope.
Every single other option I've ever seen on Amazon is full by the time.
Oh yeah.
You get these are not the most pretty. They're not ugly either.
No.
It's not some decorative ornate thing, but oh my goodness, are they functional? And you get the one built for outdoors and your ashes aren't flying everywhere while you're smoking with your buddies on the back porch.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. Like this one here works decent outside, but they also have one that's twice as tall, which we have here too, in a hammered copper.
Which
Beautiful.
is a great look, indoor or outdoor smoking space. That's
So,
a great look.
Those are always great gifts. If you want to get them an actual gift, stuff like that is easy because they're going to use it all the time.
Yeah. Also, they're easy to wash.
Super easy. Yeah. Wipe
I
them
will
out,
tell
you're good to
you,
go.
if you say, "Oh yeah, I like that," but I really like the look of wooden ashtrays.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about wooden ashtrays. The ash sticks in there. You're not able to clean it out because wood is porous.
You do have to wipe them down.
It will always smell, and if you leave it outside once, it's going to swell up in the rain and just be shot.
Yeah. Yeah, the wooden ashtrays look nice if you get
They
one
do.
especially if you get one that's like Like the one that I've got that Mike Dant made for me, which
Yeah,
is amazing.
it really looks like it's made out of made using the same techniques that they use for like cutting boards or something like that. So like it is well done.
And he does cutting boards and stuff like that too. So Gant Collective, if you're looking for some specialized, customized stuff, he can do
but
that.
I would not take a wood ashtray outside. Not one bit.
No, that one's a good. And honestly, once you smoke one cigar in it, which I do anyway, but you dump it. You're not going to be having 4 buddies smoking in a small ashtray like that. It's going to fill up quick. These are definitely the way to go. I will say the travel humidors we've got, the leather Claros.
Yeah, those are so nice.
Oh man, 5-finger humidor, and then you got room for your cutter and lighter. And
it's also a good look to show up to an event with. Like it's not a big Pelican style thing. Like it's actually a classy looking case. So if you find yourself taking cigars a lot, it would totally be worth your while. Well, and the Claro ones have space for lighters and cutters.
They do. And the nice thing about, that size too, it's small. It looks like just like a big wallet kind of thing. You can get them in brown or black. The nice thing about that is too, if you go to an event, you're usually there for a couple hours or whatever. You may only smoke one cigar, but you got enough to share. You can put 5 cigars in there and share them with your friends.
Yep.
Or you can hoard them and smoke them all yourself, whatever you want to do. But that's a really nice gift, and that's a gift that'll last forever.
It really is.
You take care of leather, it lasts absolutely forever. So, yeah, I mean, of course, you got the swag. We got hats and shirts and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
But definitely some good ideas to get. If you can't figure out what they want and they don't tell you what they want, we can always look them up in our system here and figure out some of the cigars they smoked and stuff. I've even had 3 or 4 people that have told me, he's like, I'm going to send my wife in. I really want this. Can you tell them when they get here? Sure, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So, just ask us. We might be able to help you out. If it's somebody that comes in here a lot, I probably can tell you pretty quickly some of the cigars they love to smoke anyway.
Yeah,
so yeah, we'll take care of you. And like I said, during the holidays, we're going to be having even more specials. Every day of the week, we do 10% off box prices anyway. So that'll be every day, but we'll have some specials going on. We'll probably have boxes randomly. I'm thinking about putting them out on this table where we'll do like a special today only. These boxes are all 25% off.
Yeah.
And once you get to that 25% range, you're talking about, you're way lower than what you're going to buy online.
Yeah.
So you really get a hell of a deal on that. So we'll have that going.
Other thing is the Jackie Zykan scents.
Yes.
Those colognes, those perfumes.
Those are great for either one, women or men.
There are some that lean either way, and there are some that are absolutely neutral.
Well, the nice thing about that too is if you're a female buying for a male,
we got testers out.
The scent is not for him or her, either way. It's for you. So you're the one smelling them, and then buy it for him or her, and then they wear it, and you get the benefit too. So, but we have those all day long. We've got 10, 15 different scents on that too, something like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's something coming up in February too. Jackie's going to be here to do a sensory training. Honestly,
maybe you get tickets out for that.
That's what I was saying. We're going to try to get our tickets available before Christmas. Maybe you buy them at that event. It's going to be $150. She's going to bring all the entire kit, tasting glass, all that stuff. We're thinking about throwing a couple of things in there too. And you're going to be sitting here and learning how to taste whiskey and how to nose whiskey. And, we all think we know how to do it, but like Will Breeden and Chris Gordon, they both went to one of these. They both have really great palates, and they learned a lot. So you're going to learn a lot of stuff for sure. So yeah, all that stuff's great. But honestly, the people listening to this are probably not going to be the ones buying for somebody else. But that's stuff you can tell your significant other for sure.
Well, I just finished that William Heavenhill. Absolutely fantastic pour.
You can jump into that 151 if you want to.
That's what I'm going to go for.
I'm going to baby mine for a minute.
It's okay.
I don't need to jump into the 151 too quick.
Let's see.
I had some last night after I was already kind of there after we closed last night, and it hit me pretty quick. And you can see we didn't drink much of it.
Yeah. I am kind of interested by this because all it says is bottled in Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm not sure where it came from.
Jay Rieger is in Missouri, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, but they would say produced and bottled.
Oh, so it didn't say that on there.
No, I do not see a state of distillation on here. That's sketchy. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that only because it's a private barrel release for the club and they don't have to? Maybe.
I would guess that nobody from the club is going to call them out on this label. Also,
No.
it is a lot of work to do a million labels and also put state of distillation on either of them.
Well, and that
So they have a tag that runs across the front that I'm sure is what's customized.
yeah.
And they also have a hanging
hanger,
tag.
yeah.
But
Well, and this is only available for people that basically pay into the Patreon with Club Marzipan,
Yeah.
Fred's club, and it's a limited club. I mean, he doesn't open it up. I mean, he has some open spots right now, but I don't think I think it's limited to a certain number of people.
It is.
Because he does a lot of stuff for people in that club. Like Will just got back from him and his wife got back from an event down at Papa Pilar, down at Hemingway's distillery in the Keys, and they picked a rum and a rye.
yeah.
And that was just something that he did for his high level Patreon people. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff you get. Those are the kind of clubs I kind of get into,
Yeah.
Some of the clubs out there that are just getting to be too big for their own selves are just not, I don't know. There's just not a lot of good interactions going on there.
No.
Smaller clubs sometimes will actually benefit more because everybody can be engaged and you can pick and choose who's in the club at that
Yeah.
point.
So
Hint.
no need
hint.
to hint
Okay,
anymore.
good.
This smells to me like strawberry
Pop-Tarts.
Twizzlers.
Oh, I think somebody said strawberry Pop-Tarts last night.
I guess I could see that. I just keep thinking about the signature, like the Twizzler ones that you can pull apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it smells like to me. There's also a really rich, dark sweetness on it, like more of like a caramelized sugar sweetness on it.
Okay.
That's what I mean when I say dark,
I got you.
not just.
Let's see you go.
Color.
I'm not sure who this is. Looks like we may have another
Somebody's moving in.
someone moving in. Hope that cooler didn't have liquor in it.
Lisa's working right now. She'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, she's got it.
So the nose,
Jen
strawberry
give me a
licorice.
dirty look.
Yeah.
So is Mike. Oh, it is a liquor wrap. Good. So we got more to drink. God damn, I can't get into that 151 if I'm getting ready to drink a bunch of liquor from a rep.
Oh my gosh, it is so candied strawberry on the palate.
Once you get into it too, it's hard to believe it's 151.
I feel like I've warmed up to it. I can still taste that it's higher proof.
Yeah.
Like it evaporates very quickly on the palate.
Well, and somebody last night said it was not. That's another one that didn't seem as viscous as it should be at 151.
No, I think that's beautifully viscous.
I kind of thought so too. I think what it was it was hanging on the glass so well it didn't actually drop the legs like you normally do. It just coated it and made it clear. So I think that was part of what it was. Is it really didn't drop down the glass like a lot of. It's maybe
there's
just
a lot
more
of legs
viscous.
on this.
Is there on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you drinking with last night, Will?
I can't remember who said that. Might
I
have
mean,
been- I don't know who it
it's
was.
thick when it drops.
Yeah.
Like, it's that's great. That is that's another one that'll get you in trouble. That's for sure.
I mean, it's hard to believe that's only 3 points higher than the brandy.
Yeah. I have no clue to guess where the distillation is.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if it is an MGP product or an Indiana product. It reminds me a lot of the signature red fruit that I get on those, but I can't say. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just says bottled by. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there are some good distilleries in Missouri that they could be getting some stuff from, but it
I
doesn't
have a hard
say.
time believing that. This tastes old. So it wouldn't surprise me if they are sourcing whiskey and then finishing its aging in that climate, because it
Okay.
seems like Missouri is pumping out hazmats right now.
Yeah.
What you got, Bother? No, what did he just give you?
What's that called? Bone and or beautiful and damned.
Okay.
What?
Oh,
No.
you knew who it is? Came in to meet you? Oh, okay.
Beautiful and damned. He's doing the branding for their website or something.
Oh, okay.
Their product.
Oh, here you go. There you go.
Cash strength. MGP.
Okay. Is
Cash
it
strength
is it a
limited
rep coming
release?
by or something or
No,
what?
I think he's just their photographer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
6.5 years plus.
Okay.
118 proof, batch 1 MGP. Honestly, great bottle, great label.
It looks nice.
Whoever
Yeah.
designed this did a fantastic job.
It almost reminds me of some of the Boundary Oak stuff where they have Lincoln on the label. With that having was that Franklin on the front?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love this. It says owned and managed in Chicago, Illinois, distilled by MGPI of Indiana, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, bottled by Lost Generation Bottling in Bloomington, Indiana. So that would be the Cardinal Spirits bottling house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful packaging.
It is.
Great tack strip.
It is. It looks kind of nice.
Like
I
that.
said it's a little better than
That is a very aesthetic looking bottle. Like,
It is.
that will sell just because of its branding. And actually,
I
from
think
the
so.
stats, I'm sure it's good.
Yeah. That's cool.
historically speaking.
So
Yeah.
do we? I don't think we have any conspiracy theories to talk about today.
No, I don't. I didn't do any show prep today.
Oh, did you on Thanksgiving? Did you do? Oh, is there another
That's
one?
nice too. Let me see this.
So yeah, they. So Beautiful and the Damned. I do know who this is.
6.1 year, cash strength. This has got the Last Lion straight bourbon whiskey. This is batch 1. Beautiful packaging.
So
Oh
we
my
may have to
gosh.
taste through some of these in a little while, and then we can check back and let you know on the next show a little bit about it, maybe.
Not me, man.
Oh yeah, you got fine. You're
No,
fine. You're
no.
fine. You're fine.
Uh-uh.
All right, Mike and I'll do it.
Yeah, Mike and you can do it.
Yes.
Just gave me 100. Pour some of that.
Oh yeah, I gotta get a little bit of that.
Yeah. Keep up, buddy.
Might as well make Lisa work today.
Oh, I guess he's doing photography. in here.
I do remember he asked me if he could come in and do a little photography for his brand in here.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Very good.
So I know we got Big Red's event this weekend. Are there any other events before Christmas coming up that you know of? I mean, I know there's always the stores that have their little, like end of the year kind of thing. I know Ray's working on trying to get his end of the year done.
Yeah, I'm
He's
sure.
just trying to be very careful because of what happened with Chili Liquors last year. He's just trying to make sure he does everything legally and doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah, I am sure that
That's good.
Payless will do another event. They typically do. I don't know. I would just make sure to follow your local liquor store on Instagram and Facebook and see if they post something. All of them get huge shipments of allocated product in this October, November, December period.
Yep.
And many of them will save it until December to do a big Christmas event. So get in good. Get in good with your local store this time of year. Please don't rush a Costco.
No.
Just don't do it.
If you're at Costco and they have something,
That's
get it.
amazing.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm sure it's a steal.
I mean, same way at Meijer right now. If you go into Meijer's, you're going to see their stuff. I mean, honestly, you're already seeing a ton of Buffalo Trace and Sazerac rye and
There's been a ton of Blanton's
Blaine
dropping
showing
around
up.
here.
Honestly, I feel like maybe if not before Christmas, I would say probably at least in January, you're probably going to see Eagle Rare everywhere again. I mean, they've just got so much product. They got to start selling it. And, they've been playing this game for a few years now. In the last 2 or 3 years,
But
no
they
one
just
had
keep
it.
expanding.
I know they have a lot of products, so they got to be selling it somewhere. And we will see a lot more of that in this coming year. That's one of my predictions. I think you're going to see shit ton more Buffalo Trace out there.
Oh, we already did this year after the Johnson Brothers distributor shift. It seemed like the game was being played less and there was more wide availability for their mid-level allocated products.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of stores around here did get Weller Foolproof picks. A lot
Right.
of stores around here got Taylor picks. It's just been everywhere.
Yeah.
If you're not able to get one, I mean, honestly, our secondary has dropped so low on all of the mid-level Buffalo Trace allocated products. Like
Yeah.
even Stag is low right now.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got into this game 2 or 3 years ago and got on the secondary page, Stag Junior was like $375. Now it's right around the $200 mark.
Which is getting to the point where you can actually afford to get one if you can't find it.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like if it's somebody's favorite bourbon and you want to get it for them as a gift,
That's a great way to do it. Yes.
you can.
Yeah.
Most stores right now are selling it for around that $80 to $120 mark. So it's not even like somebody's making buku dollars off of it if they put
Right.
it on secondary.
Yeah. Yeah, I did when I was in Florida, they did have Stag from like 2018, Stag Junior.
Yeah.
And it was dust all over it on top shelf. And I asked them, I said, well, how much is that bottle up there? And I think they said like $450 or something. I'm like, oh, how long you had that? And he's like, oh, we've had it for a while. I'm like, yeah, I can see why. He's like, oh, it'll sell. I'm like,
It's
in
not.
5-6 years, it's worth sitting on your shelf that long.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is just stupid, but
Well, that's like all those online liquor stores that you see. They're the same deal.
yeah,
Where they're museums and all it takes is somebody to tell some rich CEO like what their favorite bourbon is, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll just
yeah.
go online and buy it for whatever."
yeah,
That's kind of the
Gift for a
clientele.
CEO.
That's
Yeah.
who they're waiting on, is somebody that just like doesn't know anything about bourbon or whiskey in general. Just to go online and be like, "Oh yeah, I can find that. That's
Well,
no problem. $1,200, like not an issue."
and that's something I've had a couple of people come in that they're wanting to buy a really nice gift for the CEO of their company,
yeah,
and they're figuring out what HR says, or not HR, but whoever's in charge of that says that they have a budget to buy them stuff. And you know what? If the budget's $2,000, you can buy a lot of great stuff for them.
You can buy
and
a
you
lot
know
of
what?
great
You can
stuff.
buy stuff on secondary, and it doesn't hurt you at that point.
and this is not Rob and I saying we support
No.
secondary,
No.
the bourbon secondary market. Legally, nobody can support the bourbon secondary
Nope.
market
It's
because
still
it is
illegal.
illegal. But we do understand that there is a time and a place for it, and the gift giving season is the time and place for it.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Well, and it's one of those things where if you're trying to find some things and you're not in any of the like Facebook pages of bourbon clubs or like Whisker, some of those ones
Yeah.
like that, if you get into some of those, then you can start asking questions like, hey, I know somebody that wants a E.H. Taylor barrel proof. Someone will have that. It's going to be higher than what it is at the stores, but someone will have that, or maybe you can trade something for it. Or
Here's the
whatever.
deal.
That's the way to
the
do
thing
that.
is people are not going to do you any favors.
No, especially this time of year.
Especially this time of year.
Yep.
So do not go around asking for something expecting to pay retail. People would way rather drink it themselves
Well, and I'll tell you
than
another,
offload it for retail to some stranger.
another one, and I cringe even saying this out loud, but another one that people love is the freaking Starlight Amberana,
Yeah.
and you can find that at pretty much every Meijer now,
And Kroger had it, and they sold it for $67.99.
which is $30 cheaper than at the distillery or
Yes.
something like that.
Yep.
So, if you're looking for something kind of special and your guy or woman's into that, that's not a bad bottle to buy for somebody. I always tell people, don't take my word for it because I hate Amberana. Try it yourself. And some people love it. I mean,
Yeah.
some people call it Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and there's nothing wrong with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but Amberana sucks.
Amberana sucks. Well,
All right. Yeah, we're done.
I think we are.
We're belaboring it, but yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It was good to talk to you guys again today. You can follow me on Instagram at Final Third Cigar.
You can find me on Instagram at the Whiskey Pastor. Oh, we would love to give a shout out to Derek, who has made this wonderful table.
Hell yeah.
That's Deadwood Live. Check them out. If you are looking for a good gift to give this Christmas,
Nothing better right
nothing better than adding some of his barrel work, some of his live edge stuff to your home bar.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a statement piece for anybody's home. It doesn't matter what kind of home you have. Statement piece for the bar, for the house. And this would be a gift that you will never be able to top. So thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.